Welcome back to another Genshin Interact video. Today we're going to be talking about some of the things that beginner players of Genshin Impact should keep in mind.
We believe the things we have learned over our time playing the game, as well as tips we have learned from other people, will benefit new players getting into the game. Now let's get into the tips that can help you as a beginner player in Genshin Impact.
Tip number 1. Daily things you need to get done. Do your daily commissions once you get into the Adventurers Guild. Doing these commissions every day will get you Primo Gems, which you can use to get characters, Mora, which has a lot of different uses as it is the main currency of Genshin, Experience, which is used to increase adventure rank, and Enhancement Ores, which can level up weapons. Next on the list of things to do are expeditions. You can set characters out on expeditions through the Adventurers Guild, but even though they are on an expedition, you can still use that character in your current team. Last of the daily objectives, but definitely not the least, is using your Resin. Resin is the most time-sensitive and limited resource in Genshin, since it is mainly gained through real-time passing. Early game, it is vital to use your Resin on boss materials for different characters' ascensions, and doing Mora and Hero's Wit ley lines. These resources based on Resin will allow you to upgrade your characters to make sure you can easily defeat the enemies you find in the world of Teyvat.
Tip number 2. Make use of reactions. Reactions are the one way to do a lot of damage or set up for other characters to do more damage. Make sure your team is made for one reaction so you can focus on doing as much as possible with that reaction. And on a quick side note, try to get a Dendro character as early as possible. The easiest way you can do this is by completing the early stages of the Spiral Abyss when you can, so that you can get yourself a free Kale. The other, possibly longer way, is waiting to get to Sumeru, where the Traveler gains the ability to use Dendro. Dendro-related teams are fairly easy to create on any account and put out a ton of damage.
Tip number 3. Do not forget talents. I've heard multiple players say that they totally did not even know what talents did or that they even existed. Talents will increase the normal attacks, skills, and bursts of your characters. Make sure to get the materials to level these talents up when you can. The level of these talents will be stopped when your character is not a high enough level. Also, make sure that you level the talents that the specific character uses the most and benefits from the most. For instance, Bennett is mostly used for his burst since it gives an attack bonus to characters and heals them. Leveling this talent would be more beneficial to you than leveling his skill or possibly his normal attack talent, since these two talents do not have a huge impact on Bennett's kit. If you need any help knowing which talents to level into, look up a guide for that character. There are many good guides out there, including ours, that can guide you in the right direction. There are also passive talents that can give you special buffs to your characters. These special passive talents cannot be leveled, but they are gained by getting the character to a certain level and ascension.
Tip number 4. Do Archon quests first, then story quests and world quests. Archon quests are going to help you progress through the main story in-game, unlock new areas, and, at the early points of the game, get you free characters. Archon quests might get to a point where they are locked because your adventure rank level is too low. At this point, story quests are different characters' special quests that can increase your adventure rank. World quests are found by roaming the world of Teyvat and helping people out or uncovering the secrets of this expansive world. Looking at quests and adventure rank, make sure to really think before you upgrade your world level. Your world level will increase the enemies levels you meet in Teyvat. If you increase your world level before you have had time to grind your characters to the next level to face off against these monsters, the game will become increasingly hard and will become easier to get frustrated with. A good rule to follow until late game is to keep at least 4 characters about 10 levels or higher than the average level of enemies you see in the world. Once your characters are at level 80, you shouldn't be having too much of a problem with bosses at similar or even higher levels with you if you built your characters right. This makes sure you aren't getting destroyed when you are trying to do commissions or deal with bosses.
Tip number 5. Focus on building 4 characters. Early game, with all the Primo Gems you're getting, you will probably have more than 4 characters. This is a good thing. This gives you a wide range of characters to choose from. The 4 characters you decide to build now will probably be the pillars of your account for a little while. Making this 4-person team will allow you to focus on upgrading them to wipe through the content of the game. Make sure this team has good synergy. What I mean by this is that you might have one person who likes to be on field a lot and does a lot of damage, while the other 3 are usually trying to be supportive with helping the damage dealer do reactions or heal or buff. We usually call this on-field damage dealer a DPS, which stands for damage per second. Try to find this character on your account and surround them with characters with a similar element for elemental resonances or with other elements that make reactions with your DPS. Play with all your characters and decide what weapon type, element, and playstyle you like.
Tip number 6. Take advantage of exploring a gacha game that has an open world. After you follow the main Archon quest, explore Mondstadt and the other regions when you unlock them. Also, do not be shy and pick up everything you see in the world, whether it be ores, fruits, or plants. Another thing to grab while exploring is teleport waypoints. Exploring the world is good so you can understand where things are and you can fall in love with the game's beautiful scenery, but at times you will probably just want to teleport instead of sprinting 1,000 meters to get to your destination. Exploring usually means encountering a lot of enemies, so get used to how certain enemies fight, along with learning how to dodge their attacks or even countering certain opponents' shields with certain elements.
Tip number 7. Remember your story quests and world quests. Later on down the line, certain Archon quests will need you to complete a part or all of a story quest or world quest. This is usually because the character in the Archon quest has been chillin' for the past 5 months for you to start their story quest. I am totally not calling myself out here, but besides holding a character hostage on your account for months on end, these side quests may not further the main story of the game, but they usually give pretty good rewards that can range from Mora to Hero's Wit to talent books to even Primo Gems. Also, most of these quests have adventure experience tied to them, which, like I said before, increases adventure rank.
Tip number 8. Resin usage. We have talked a lot about resin in this video already. You should know at this point of the video that you can use resin to get materials from bosses for character ascensions and talent materials from domains. Another thing you can get are artifacts that come from different types of domains. Artifacts can give characters a lot of different stats that can buff the character if the correct artifacts are put on the right character. Although this is fun and also extremely grindy, this eats up a lot of resin that early game players should not focus on. You will get plenty of artifacts from other avenues of the game. Even though getting artifacts through other avenues might not have the perfect stats for your characters, they will still help if you throw them on the right characters. For instance, Noelle is a character that likes a lot of defense, so if you find a few artifact pieces that have good defense stats, put them on Noelle so she can better use them over someone like Kaya who likes energy recharge and damage stats like attack percent and crit rate and crit damage.
Tip number 9. Decide who gets your time. Leveling ascensions and talents takes a lot of time and plenty of resources, so make sure the character you are building is the right one and stick with building them. You have limited resources when it comes to ascension materials that come from bosses and talent materials that come from domains. So make sure to invest into a select few and make them very strong. Each character has their own playstyle and cool abilities, so have fun building them.
Tip number 10. Pull for characters. Getting more characters unlocks so many avenues to creating different reactions and seeing different playstyles of all the characters the game offers. You can be like Vixen and never pull on the Beginner's Wish Noelle banner, or be like me who got that off my screen as soon as possible. Either way, the wish screen will be your best friend or your worst enemy if it doesn't give you the character you have wanted. At the end of the day, just pull. If you're looking to just play the game and have fun, do not sweat over how a character performs and just try to get the character because you like them. If you're trying to find out some of the most broken characters to save for when they come back on a rerun, you can look for Raiden, Nahida, or Kazuha, who is out right now. If you are going to be pulling soon, we both wish you an early 50-50 win and the characters you want while you play. We hope this video could have been a help to how the game works and how you can prepare yourself for it. Good luck on pulling and enjoying the wonderful world of Teyvat and all it has to offer now and in the future.
Let us know down in the comments what your tip would be to other new Genshin Impact players. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.